It's 5 o'clock. It's daylight. So this is where we slept last night. If you didn't see the last video, we ended up trying to leave Georgia through a border crossing that was closed due to COVID. Okay, so we're not leaving Georgia. Then they sent us 5.5 hours towards the crossing in Batumi, but the main road soon ended and became the worst dirt track road that we have ever been on. We drove until it was nearly dark, about 7 o'clock last night. We found this village. Some local guys showed us where we could park up. We're actually parked up in the school in this village in the mountains in Georgia. I don't actually know exactly where we are. But today we got up bright and early, 5 o'clock. Why are we getting up at 5 o'clock? Because this road, according to Google Maps, we still have 3 hours. And it took us 7 hours yesterday to do an hour and a half according to Google Maps, because the road is just a dirt track and we have no idea when the road is going to become good and tarmacked, if it does at all. And another bit of fun things today is that our van insurance expires at midnight tonight, so we need to get into Turkey today or try and extend and find travel insurance. So we're going to get the van packed up and hit the road. But it is looking a little bit windy today. The sun's just coming up. Whew, how are we doing?
I'm semi-naked.
Okay, Marianne's still getting dressed. We'll pause that one. Trudy is absolutely caked in mud. But we'll give her a good wash when we actually get to civilization. So we have spotted that there's water here. Not very fast. Yeah, that won't do. We'll find some on the road. Get this one. Pop back these curtains. Easier to do it from outside. I think Trudy stands out. People are waving at the van going past already.
Are they?
Yeah. That's because they think we're mad for coming up here. So yesterday we hit Trudy so many times, we just thought we'd have a quick glance. The coolant is good, and we'll just check the oil. Yes, the oil is good. There's a guardian angel watching over us. It's actually freezing this morning. I'm cold.
It's not the warmest, but that's good.
Are you ready for a fun-filled driving day? I think we got about 2 hours until the road gets good.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But the roads should be quiet now.
I'm dressed for action today.
Right.
I'm like a driver.
Let's hit the road. We're Chris and Marianne, and we've been travelling full-time for the past 3 years. We did it! We're currently attempting to drive Trudy, our home on wheels, all the way around the world.
A couple of eagle-eyed people spotted that we have our old mat here, and that is because, as you can see, it's really wet and damp, so I'm keeping my old mat, and underneath, to protect it, we've got Ali's mat.
Don't worry, Ali, we've still got your mat. We're trying to look after it. We don't want to trash it on these muddy roads. All the bags we put on the bed while we're driving, just so that nothing goes flying. There you go.
Thank you.
Let's try and open these gates. Oh, they left them unlocked for us, which is amazing. And the muddy roads start again. Look at the state of poor Trudy. You're going to need a wash after this. Okay. Let the adventure start.
Poor Trudy.
Poor Trudy, and it all starts again. We got up so early just because we wanted to, before the cars started, and we don't know how long it's going to take. This is actually a good stretch of road.
Great stretch of road.
False sense of security, possibly, knowing these roads. Just slow and steady, and just take it as it comes.
I think we need to drink some coffee, because once we hit the bouncy roads, it's going to come.
You're going to wear it.
I'm going to wear it.
We're just winding our way through the village that we slept in last night. This is proper rural Georgia. It might have been raining last night. I didn't hear rain, but there is a little bit of a river running down the middle of the road. We're currently at 1,280 meters. The problem with these roads is they're so uneven that it's very easy to scrape the bottom of Trudy, and she's not that high off the ground. But this is why it takes us so long yesterday to get anywhere.
We did discuss putting spacers in to lift the back, because Trudy's back end is quite high, but the front end is a little bit low, and we did talk about spacers, but the problem is as soon as you start interfering and adding things, there's more things to go wrong.
Yeah.
And we didn't anticipate that we would be doing these kinds of roads often.
It's a warm up for Mongolia, I think.
Yeah, and I think really we just have, as long as we take it slowly, as our 4x4 friend Stuart said, who took us on the training course, slow and steady wins the race.
Sometimes the road forces you to go around the corner on the wrong side. I'm just thankful it hasn't rained heavy, because the roads would be just a nightmare. And then we've gone onto the wet, muddy road. Just look how much mud is on these roads. I'm sorry, Trudy.
You are having a deluxe.
I'm going to give you a bit of TLC at the end. So for those of you wondering where we slept last night,
that's me.
And me. That is the name, Riquetti. That's where we were if you want to Google it.
Thank you, Riquetti, for looking after us.
Thank you. They are doing so much work on these roads. In fact, we've actually seen a lot of Chinese-owned trucks, so they must be getting some investment from China. And I'm sure that one day this will be a main tourist attraction like Mestia and Ushguli with the ski resort and stuff. But the infrastructure, the road system, it just isn't here yet.
Tourists are going to come flooding because it is an incredible country.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
If you love hiking and skiing, which is two things I don't like, this is definitely somewhere I would come.
Loads of rockeries piled up here. Look,
rocks.
there's rocks everywhere. The getting up early thing was a good idea, because yesterday there was actually quite a lot of trucks and roadworks and worker vans and everything going up and down these roads yesterday. So far, touch wood, the roads are quiet for us. I know these roads are mad.
Can I just say, Chris is saying look at the views. That is my view. That is literally my view, and that is Chris's view.
But is it? I think you'll all agree that it's a lovely view. You can see some of the worker trucks parked up here overnight. They haven't actually started work yet this morning. So good plan, Marianne.
Yeah, it's good to start early.
Because they sort of block the roads and you have to wait. See, these have got the Chinese writing on the top of them there. Look.
Oh yeah.
The road's getting a bit more dodgy. They should definitely have garages periodically all the way up to repair.
Can I just say, this is insane.
As I said yesterday when we were filming, I'm just baffled that these are on Google Maps as a main road. But they're not mapped by Google. You can't look at the street view. And that's because the Google man driving the Google car
has more sense.
was like, I ain't driving down that road, are you mad?
I didn't realise, but I actually carry stress in my jaw when I drive difficult roads, because I said to Chris last night, actually my jaw aches.
And that's because every bump we're like that. Waiting for the impact. And the trucks are starting. I think this is the slowest road we've ever been on. And you do really feel shaken by the end of the day. Yesterday, I felt like I've been in a washing machine for 7 hours.
Yeah, I think Ushguli was bad, but at least Ushguli was...
It was only an hour and a half as well of bad roads.
But yesterday was 7 hours of these roads.
There you go, definition. Is this a road?
Is that a road?
The rocks in the middle of that.
It's alright, right on the edge of this cliff.
It's the middle I'm
I
worried
know,
about.
that's why I'm trying to go.
Like that.
Yeah, but that's why I'm trying to go right.
Scraping the bottom. So the worker vans started. They're the ones that go and pick up the workers by the looks of it.
Yeah. And if you see the clearance underneath the front, they've got a lot more clearance.
Yeah, our tanks, everything's low at the front. If we get on with a bumper, it'll be a miracle. It's true though, isn't it?
It's true. But we're going to keep maintaining her and keep checking her and...
Yeah.
See, they're picking up the workers.
That's the first worker
Picking up
pickup.
the worker bees.
We chose not to fill Trudy up with water. We have driven past a couple of water points and we do need water, but the added weight would lower her down even more. So we're trying to keep her as light as possible at the moment. Drinking water, that's what we need.
Who needs washing?
We don't need to wash.
We don't need to wash.
According to Google Maps, we're about to pass the local petrol station. Oh my God, that is the petrol station. Look, they've got the Shell drum there. That's the garage. I'm so pleased we filled up before we left.
If you're in trouble, you'd be happy to see them though, wouldn't
Oh yeah, definitely. Gamma Jabba!
Gamma Jabba!
Everybody is so friendly. Honestly, the local people here are just so nice. They give you a big smile. They're probably laughing at the fact that we're trying to do this road and they're thinking, why are you here and not on the big main road from Tbilisi?
There's a Mercedes. I think we can do it.
Yeah, they do it in, I don't know how they do it. I think it's because we're heavier. We just seem to scrape a lot more than they do. You can see the road going off down the side of the mountain there. The sun's just starting to peak up. The roads, we've been going nearly half an hour now and still no improvement on the road, and 2 hours and 37 minutes to go on the sat nav. I would say this is as good as this road gets.
Yay, I love roads.
It's still uneven and still holes, but this is good. I love it, they're just so friendly.
I think we're on a road.
Hey, I think we're on is this tarmac? I think it is. Oh, not for long.
I thought we hit
We
road
were,
and I was
we
like,
did.
woo!
It was like 10 meters. 10 meters of road and we're back to the track. Oh.
Oh.
But look at the groove down the middle of this road. How are you supposed to...
You're a professional driver. Very cool vehicles though.
And as with any mountain road, unfortunately, there's memorials there of people that have not made... There's a lot on this stretch. Take your time, love. Not very even, the road here. On that side, we've got a nice big drop.
The sheer drop and rocks today. That is my day.
Okay, edge over a bit, love.
Baby, honestly,
We're a bit close to the edge.
I know, but I'm a professional driver. And this way, you're not going to die. So it's sheer rocks and drops, and then later it will be wine and cake.
What's crazy is I think these roads at some point were concreted or tarmacked, because you can see layers of it, but it's obviously been washed away and worn away and collapsed over the years.
Mother Nature's taking it back.
Yeah. Gamma Jabba! Oh, look at that view.
Oh, do I have to?
They're in a hurry for work. Gamma Jabba!
Gamma Jabba!
So we've been going nearly an hour and we've managed to do 7 kilometers. Yay, we're averaging 7 kilometers an hour.
And the crowd goes wild. Woo!
On that rate, we should be there in 12 hours.
Well, the guy yesterday said next year.
He did. There's this groove running all the way down the road.
And I can't get across it, and it comes to an end.
Oh. And they're not getting any better. We keep saying it, mile after mile. So we're just coming into the village there, look, it's called Dioknesi. These villages are so quiet though. There's not really anybody about, apart from the local dogs. Morning. Gamma Jobba! We're saying Gamma Jobba to everyone, everyone's saying Gamma Jobba back to us, which means hello, but we're just questioning. Maybe it means turn round, you crazy fools. Where are you going? Save yourselves. Don't do it.
Maybe it has two meanings.
Maybe. Look how deep that hole is there. That's ridiculous. I was convinced that was going to scrape them.
Literally want a medal, not a badge.
So we've just gone into second gear for the first time in a very long time today, and probably most of yesterday. We've got a shepherd with his cows there, which is going to just cross the road by the looks of it. Gamma Jobba! Was that the car shouting at you? Hello.
They were waving, grinning and laughing. How many English number plates in a van covered in flowers with an old lady driving an old lady van? How often do you
On
see
these
that?
roads?
How often would you see that?
It didn't last long. We're back in first gear again.
Hugging the edge of the precipice of death.
It's of death.
Of doom.
That's the first petrol station I've seen with a pump since yesterday morning. And another one there. Petrol station, Georgian mountain style.
Wow, there's real competition going on here.
So we've been going an hour and a half. We've got 97 kilometers to go. And the road is actually starting to look a little better. It's a good quality track now. for the moment. I can actually see a bridge in the distance of some form, so I don't know. It's actually I think it's a dam, not a bridge.
Is that time?
And hey, oh my goodness, we're on a tarmac road.
Second gear.
How long's it gonna last?
Third gear.
No way. How good is that? After a day, more than 9 hours driving on dirt roads, we've hit tarmac. I have no idea how long it's going to last for. Literally half a mile, and it stopped again. No!
Why? I want the road back.
We're on 95 kilometers now.
I got all the way up to 50.
Warning, falling stones. Another hazard to life throws at you. It's coming through.
That's why I moved over.
Gamma Jobba! Yeah, it's the recovery man. We might need you.
That's why he wants to be our friend.
Come on, yo. So we're just entering the village of Kulo. Although to be fair, these roads aren't so cool though. Did you like that?
See what you did
you
there.
like that one? Did you see what I did there?
I see what you did there.
Got a river coming down the road. Lots of road work still going on. Okay, it's officially 2 hours we've been driving. We have 92 kilometers to go. And it's still very slow. We're on tarmac.
Are we on tarmac?
We are on tarmac.
There's tarmac.
We've just rocked up. There's tarmac
And shops.
and shops
And people.
and a town.
And a policeman.
We're back to civilization, I
Oh, I
think.
love it.
The good news is the proper roads are continuing at the moment. So I think we may have cracked the worst of it. We're very relieved to finally be on good tarmac roads. We're heading now to the border crossing just south of Batumi. A couple of hours drive to go, and fingers crossed, if all goes according to plan, we should be crossing into Turkey about lunchtime. So according to Chris's definition, this is a road.
Yep.
This is a road. Just as soon as I've said that, the road stopped. It stopped!
Why did you say it?
It's alright, it can't be like this for long. It's kind of a road. It's okay, the road started again. It was only a little blip.
Trudy loves roads.
Trudy loves roads. Woohoo! So 3 hours done now, and 1 hour and 29 minutes or 71 kilometers to go. We've just stopped off, we spotted a little bread shop, so we're starving. Puri, one. Beautiful. That's amazing, it's still warm, I just love. Look at that. How cool is that? This bread is delicious. If you're driving around Georgia, keep a lookout for these little windows. They've normally got a picture of a loaf of bread above them, but literally just for like 30-40p, you get a lovely big, fresh, warm, beautiful bread. Guys fishing in the river down there. Coming into the next town. Slowly getting a little bit more hustly bustly. Okay, 4 hours done, and we got 48 minutes, 37 kilometers to go to the border. We're nearly there. We're getting there. We're winning.
We're winning.
So we're back to the outskirts of Batumi and the crazy city driving of Batumi. Yeah, I'm making an extra lane. Oh my lord. Right, we're back to a big main road now. Short 12 kilometer drive to the border and we're all good. So after the border was closed yesterday due to COVID restrictions, fingers crossed that today goes smoothly. As we always say, we haven't had a smooth crossing, border crossing, for quite some time now, so I'm sure there will be some excitement along the way in the next hour or so. That is a nice sight, isn't it? The sea, Turkey, past all the usual queue of lorries waiting to cross. And we'll turn the cameras off now and we will see you in a minute.
So, we've been separated after 25 years of happy marriage. The guy said...
Yeah, only one person in the vehicle, so I'm going by foot. So if it all goes wrong, come back, I'll wait for you here.
I'll see you in Turkey.
Well, that was a crazy, crazy border crossing. I jumped out, I ran into the building, queued up to immigration, showed them my passport, showed them my Turkish ID. They asked for my PCR test. I said, I don't need a PCR test because I'm a Turkish resident. So then they asked for proof. Of course, that was on Marianne's phone back in the van. I ran back to the van. Luckily, she was still in the queue. She gave me the iPad, which had the proof, the vaccine certificate, with a power bank because it had run out of battery. I then went back into the immigration office, queued up again, gave them all the details. The lady then got the supervisor, who explained to me that if they let me out of Georgia into no man's land and Turkey didn't let me back in, Georgia wouldn't let me back in either because I don't have a PCR test, which means I would have been stuck in no man's land. And did I still want to continue? So I said, yes, I can talk my way into Turkey. I went through, there was a fire exit door open into the no man's land where all the lorries were queuing. I went out there, waited an hour for Marianne to come through, and then I just jumped back into the van. Crazy. Okay, we're officially now in Turkey. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Wow, what a day. If you want to see our adventures down the east of Turkey, so much to see, we're so excited to share that with you. Woo! Make sure you click the subscribe button. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.